Hey, SMU crew. Guys, tonight you are in for something that is really fun, and it is something that not only are business owners going to love, but you guys are going to love knowing how to run for your own business as well as for potential clients, because this is a skill that is highly profitable and incredibly in demand. We are going to be diving into the first of a series called Advanced Social Media Strategies. And guys, these are the strategies that I use for my clients, the ones that really set me apart, the ones that can set you apart for your clients. And if you run these for your own business, whether you're a business owner or a social media manager, this is going to absolutely blow your mind. So I'm really excited to be teaching you guys this. It's something that I tried to wrap my brain around forever, and it took me a long time to crack the code. But what it came down to is I sat down and I hacked all of the top social media influencers' social media profiles until I found the pattern, and I finally found it. So let's dive on into it. This is what I like to call social/content syndication. Now, you might be familiar with content syndication in general. Content syndication is this idea that content, usually from writers, is posted on one platform. So maybe it's on Huffington Post or on Forbes. And the syndication process means that it is picked up by many other platforms. And it's everyone's dream. Every writer wants to be syndicated. But how does that work for social media? Well, I'm going to show you guys this process, and I'm going to call it social syndication. I don't even know if that's a thing, but I'll explain it in layman's terms so we all understand exactly what that means. Basically, you're going to have potential clients say to you, I want to be everywhere. Or you may have experienced this feeling yourself. You want to be everywhere. You want everyone to see your name. You want to be on as many platforms as possible to make yourself highly discoverable. So social syndication is essentially being everywhere on every single social media platform. Now you might be thinking, okay, Rachel, there's no way that I can do that. I just don't have enough hours in the day. This is going to help you to understand how it is possible for yourself and for your clients. So social syndication, this training is going to teach you the most efficient workflow so that you're not wasting time. You've got a system. This is something that you can charge massive prices for from clients. I'm talking $1,500 to $2,500 a month and up, depending on the size of the client that you're potentially working with. It's effective for you and your clients because it's something that essentially boosts your brand. The more visible you are, the more likely people are to buy products and services. And it's the way that you create the appearance of being absolutely everywhere. Now, traditionally speaking, we would all have an absolute panic attack about it. You'd say, what do you mean you want to be everywhere? Oh my gosh, how do I make this happen? Is that even something I want to build into my day? Because what happens when your client says, I want you to manage my email, Facebook Live, blog, big publications, Facebook groups, Twitter, Quora, YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, and anything else you can think of? What would you do if your client said, I want to be everywhere? And these were some of the different platforms that they mentioned. Yeah, I think a pending freak out is in order. But instead, this is going to absolutely save you so much time. Nope, we don't have to cue the panic. This has got your back. Now, this is the hacked workflow of top social media influencers. I've spent a lot of time researching. I don't know if you guys know that, but that's a huge part of my job. I spend a ton of time researching different companies that are killing it on social media, the top influencers in every single industry. What are they doing right? What are they doing that's getting attention? And a couple different influencers really came to mind and are the inspiration for this training, including Gary Vaynerchuk, Sandy Krakowski, Amy Porterfield, Lewis Howes, Tony Robbins, and Ty Lopez, as crazy as it sounds. Now, these 5 influencers have all done something right with social media in that they are absolutely everywhere. And so this is their hacked workflow. It's something that I put together, and I'm so proud to be teaching it to you, SMU crew. So let's dive on in. The first step is to ask the client, and you can sub in client for yourself. If it's you, if you're running a business, you would think of something yourself, but ask the client for a topic that they are passionate about or want to focus on. The next step is that you're going to write a blog post with the basics of this topic. It can be as specific as you want or as general, depending on how specific the client or yourself want to go on this topic for this first round of social syndication. Usually about 500 words or so is perfect. If you are able to write more, if you're really, really passionate about it, then maybe go for 500 plus, 1,000, 1,200. 1,500, but 500 words is going to give you the basics that you need in order to carry out the next steps. Then you're going to want to post the blog post onto your clients or your website, depending on who this is for. From there, you're going to create a shortened version of the blog post with space for a link. Basically, you're drafting an email, and I'll explain exactly what you do with that in just a moment. Then your client streams a Facebook Live on their Facebook page using the blog post as an outline for the live stream. That makes it a little bit easier and gives them some direction so that they don't feel like they're shooting in the dark or speaking about something completely random. After the Facebook Live, send out the email. But the one thing you're going to want to do is you're going to want to grab the permalink from the Facebook Live and insert it into the email so that you start with a little bit of a teaser about the topic, and then you send the email to the list and it drives them to the Facebook Live. After that, you're going to want to download the Facebook Live video for repurposing. Then you're going to take that same video and upload the Facebook Live video that you've downloaded to YouTube. Look at how fast this is going, you guys. We're already plowing through quite a bit of this tough topic. Then you're going to actually have the Facebook Live transcribed using Rev or a reliable and affordable transcriptionist. Now, if your first client wants social syndication, they say, I want to be absolutely everywhere, and you're charging $2,000 a month, and at this time you can't afford to outsource this work, the beauty of social syndication is you can do as much of the work as you want, or you can outsource as much of the work as you want. It just totally depends on the profit margins that you need to maintain depending on where you're at in your business. This system gives you the framework so that you can easily outsource the different steps of social syndication, or you can do it yourself. But I recommend having it transcribed using Rev, like I said, or a transcriptionist, which we have a couple of awesome transcriptionists within the SMU crew. Once you have the transcribed Facebook Live, then you're going to want to go through and highlight the best quotes. Once you have the transcribed Facebook Live, you're going to want to go through and highlight all of the very best quotes as well as all of the most valuable content. I highlight quotes in pink, valuable content in yellow. And to give you an idea of how much you want to be highlighting, you want about 5 to 10 quotes that are highlighted in pink, and you want to highlight about 500 to 1,000 words in yellow. What that looks like is usually 10 to 20 paragraphs that are not too lengthy. Then you're going to compile the yellow and pink highlighted sections into a document and make sure that you add an opening sentence and a call to action at the end. So essentially, you've created a second version of the blog post, but with completely different words and different verbiage so that you're not doubling up on the same exact content. Upload the content to any online publications on which the client or yourself is a contributor. Then you're going to turn the pink highlighted quotes into graphics using Canva, WordSwag, whatever your image creation of choice is. That's where you're going to turn them into those attractive pink highlighted quotes that you see Gary Vee and Lewis Howes and all of these people continually posting. Upload the quote graphics to Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook using a scheduler. Or you can even use a Yifty combination so that when you post it to Instagram, it also goes to Twitter and to Facebook as well. And guys, this is how to use social syndication to dominate the internet. I know that sounds crazy. You're probably going to want to watch this 2 or 3 times just to wrap your brain around how we took a complex topic that's incredibly advanced and turned it into something that seems as easy as 1, 2, 3. So now when you start to see those posts, which I see all the time in my newsfeed, people who are saying, how in the world do I make it so that my content is everywhere like Gary Vee? You know the secret. But just remember, don't give the secret sauce. Don't give the system. Don't give the equation to your client. Instead, you say, I can magically turn your content into content that is all across the internet so that you are everywhere. So I want to see you guys take action. I know that this is going to be so valuable for your business and for your clients. See you later, SMU crew.